Is it safe? How do you even get a ticket? Is it worth going? And do not make the mistakes that me and Em made, because we had a little bit of a nightmare. But overall, a good experience, because the atmosphere at Boca Juniors is one of the best, if not the best, that I've ever experienced. We've watched football in many countries. Welcome to another Gaz Right video. And as always, we're just going to be walking, talking, divulging, digressing all the information on the game, because I do generally think it is one of the best experiences, one of the best things that you can do here in Buenos Aires. But it is extremely difficult to even get a ticket. So let's just start there. So you can't go to the ground, buy a ticket. You can't just buy one online, anything like that. You have to do it all through like a medium, somebody that is a member of the club, and room on the circuit. It's all ran by like the cartel, basically, which is good, because that gives an added layer of safety, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But in terms of the tickets are actually 20,000 Argentinian pesos each. Nearly said Mexican pesos then. Jesus, we're in the wrong bloody country. But we paid $100, which is actually a pretty good deal. So 20,000 pesos is about 15 quid. We paid like 80, which is the cheapest I could find. I know people who paid 120, 180, and I even know somebody who paid 250. It obviously depends on where you sit. We were in like the cheapest tickets, but yeah, it was still serious atmosphere. But yeah, anyway, the tickets, you get added. I got added to a group. If anyone wants tickets, I've got a guy's direct number now. So if you do, message me below or message me on Instagram, GarethWright2, and I'll just send you his number. But yeah, so we get given this guy's number, put into this group, like 20 people are messaging you about tickets, all different prices, sending you videos, like, and everyone in the group speaks obviously really good English, so you can easily get something sorted. But everyone's trying to make money. A lot of people are looking for tickets, so you've got to be haggling, you've got to be bartering, and everyone wants paying in cash and 2 days before the game, or like bank transferring them like via Western Union or whatever it is. And I'm like, well, I don't have Western Union, so if you do want to come out here, that could be quite useful. But the other thing is, like, I said to a few people, I've never met you, I'm not bank transferring you $250, like, that's insane. I was just saying I'll meet you at the grind to all these people. Some people were saying no, and I think that's fine. Do you know what I mean? If they don't want to do that, I'm not transferring somebody money. I'd rather not go to the game than yeah, get absolutely done over on the tickets. But anyway, managed to speak to a guy, super nice. Was going to go meet him on the Sunday morning, like day of the game, with the cash, and he'd give me the tickets, whatever. Long story short, Argentina is the hardest place in the world to get cash out. I went to like 10 cash points. The maximum you can get out is 5,000 pesos or 8,000 pesos, which is the equivalent to like, what, £4? So I do not know how people get cash. We had some in dollars, and we were like, oh, you can go to HSBC. So we were like, oh, we'll go there, because somebody put you can draw lots out online, and to draw £10 out was going to charge us an extra 15 in the transaction fee. So it was an absolute nightmare. Anyway, I'm going meeting the guy tonight, the day after the game, so there's a massive amount of trust on his side. Anyway, just sends me a message saying this is the address, like the street address, in the mixer of Boca. You need to go here, and then there'll be a guy selling caps, or like hats, Boca, like bucket hats and stuff. And yeah, you just need to meet him on this street corner. If anyone's been to a football match, it's pretty busy. Okay, I think it's like 59,000 people in the stadium, loads more people just drinking and partying outside. So it is an active place, and me and Em are just walking around around these, like the intersection of this street. We were like, oh, it'll probably be like a really clear guy who's selling bucket hats or whatever. Obviously, there's like 20 people selling hats. It was absolute carnage. Anyway, meet the guy, gives us the tickets, and they were like 20,000 pesos. So like, they're making a very good amount of money on those. In terms of Boca before the game, it is unbelievable. Like, it's super busy. Everyone's out asadoing, barbecuing on the street. Beers are flowing. Fernet Brancos are flowing, which if you're coming to Argentina, I would heavily advise trying one of those. A little bit kind of like a Campari number, a little bit. I don't really like Campari, actually. It's weird because I like Fernet Branco. It's a little bit of a bitter one. But yeah, it's basically like Fernet with Coke. What I would say, the most active bit, where like all like the locals, the actual proper fans are, you cannot pay for anything with card. You can either do like it's kind of like a barcode transfer, a QR code, which obviously me and Em don't have the apps. We were walking around trying to get a drink for ages. Anyway, if you've not got cash and you want to spend card, you need to go to like the touristy bit, like where you would go to if you were exploring La Boca, which we did. And yeah, we got a couple of drinks to get us going. A little Fernet Branco, a little beer wari, at like a bar, and then we just took it back to the better bit. And then we're like, this is actually just stupid. We'll just go to the shop. So me and Em, keeping it classy, rolling back the years, felt as if I was about 18 again. Just bought a bottle of vodka, and yeah, we just got that and then took it to where all like the people were singing. Just follow the cries, follow the noise, and you'll just be in the absolute mixer. But yeah, I think having some cash is just a general good idea, because we wanted to buy like shirts as well. I got a shirt for like £8 or something crazy. So yeah, insane value on that front. So we've got the bit, all the tunes are going, everyone's dancing, everyone's throwing some shapes around. I felt as if it was in like a mosh pit just in the middle, just throwing limbs. And then out of nowhere, like there's a woman doing like parking on like where me and Emma stood, and then a massive fight breaks out, and everyone's just like there's some guy who goes to punch this woman, then I assume it was her husband comes flying out. So yeah, it's just absolutely mental. The atmosphere, it's a bit of a weird story to tell, because I'm going to say it's a safe place. Everyone's worried about safety, and like when we went to Coloma, Medellin, and here it was like, oh, we'll take a spare phone. You've got to be super careful. Like, there wasn't one point where I was like, oh my God, someone's gonna steal my phone or something like that. So I think you'd be fine taking your actual phone, but don't do that. And then come back to me saying, oh guys, you said it was safe. I think it was safe. I would actually, if I went again, I would take my actual phone. But going into the ground, I've never seen security like it. Make sure you go in, I'm not even joking, I'd say half an hour before. We were in like La Populares, like the most popular bit, which is the cheapest bit, the cheapest tickets. You don't have a seat or anything. It's just like you go and you just stand up. The view is insane. Like we were like up in the gods on like, I think it's the equivalent to a 9-story building, but even Em said, she's like, this is the best view I've ever seen of a football match. So the king is impressed. Yeah, it's a bloody good spot. But yeah, we're up in the gods. The sun was setting on one side, the football on the other. When everyone's jumping and dancing and singing, the ground is literally vibrating under your feet, which is obviously great atmosphere. It was a shame. It was a 0-0. There was one goal. Cavani did score, but unfortunately he was offside. Because I imagine if they scored, well, when they scored, everyone was going absolutely, ballistic. And the thing is, well, even Em said, like, I've been to a lot of football matches. When you go to City, or even if you go to like someone like Real Madrid or Dortmund, where like they have, when you sit in one side, like the yellow wall, or even at Madrid, you have to wear a white shirt in one of the stands. I've never been to a ground outside where every single person is wearing a shirt. Like if you're going to the game, like you're buying a Boca shirt, and they're all like really, really good value. You can buy like a real one for like 80 quid. Or I just got, I mean, mine's a really good fake. It's like it's an embroidered badge, which is kind of the barometer that I go with if it's good, a good fake or not. And yeah, it was just, yeah, top draw. Everyone is in blue, probably not 90% in blue, 10% in yellow. I think it's like their away kit. But yeah, you're talking about 10 quid or something for that. So yeah, general safety. So as you're going in, you go through like 5 police checkpoints, and people are there in like armour, like proper like body armour, legs, head, arms, everything. So obviously it does get a little bit lively. Also, I'm pretty sure there's no away fans. Like, I'll go on the record saying there's no away fans, but I couldn't see any from where we were. We could see the whole grind. But yeah, for me, the couple of things I would say is the Populares bit where we went, it's the cheaper tickets, but I would say it's the worst atmosphere. It's a little bit like family standing. Is the atmosphere still good? Yeah. Is the atmosphere still better than City? Obviously. But it's the other side of the stadium, which is like the crazier part, the busier part, where everyone's singing and dancing the whole time. So depending on what you're looking for, obviously I just make sure you go into the right section. Goes without saying, the more active section is where it is, where it's more expensive to go in. But yeah, absolutely sensational. So that would be like the biggest mistake, I think. 1, going early, and 2, yeah, going into the to the right section. But yeah, other than that, I would heavily advise going. Like, it was actually banging. To be honest, the outside bit was as good as the football, like all the atmosphere before and stuff. So yeah, for me, safety wouldn't be an issue. I think it's absolutely fine. And yeah, straight 10 out of 10, good vibes, good people, and yeah, just reminiscent of every single thing we've experienced thus far in Argentina. So yeah, for me, I'd actually probably say it's the best thing we've done in Buenos Aires. Have a little think through now. Yeah, for me, 10 out of 10, get it on the list. The final full day here before we head back to the sunny shores of the UK. So yeah, questions always in the comments. If you want the guy's number to give you tickets, bang me a message on Insta, message me in the comments and I'll work out how to send it to you. Hit the subscribe button, and Babe the Chef is always cooking, let's get it.